For Slipknot, 2024 is the year that their debut self-titled album celebrates its 25th anniversary. With all the albums this sonic giant has released since then, this is an opportune time to reflect on how far the unit has come. With each new release testing about half of Slipknot's fan base, they've evolved yet still managed to maintain that same ferocity that established them a quarter century ago. In a recent Guitar World article, Mick Thomson revealed a huge what could have been regarding the guitar arrangement of their first album. Turns out the self-titled release originally had some guitar solos on it that were ultimately cut out. We're gonna dig into the reasons behind that decision, Mick's attitude about it, and how he ultimately got to flex his shredding skills after all. Along the way, I'm gonna pose some questions that I'd like you, Shredder, to think about. So sit back and relax as we talk about what happened and what could have happened with one of modern metal's most influential bands. In the Guitar World article, Mick Thomson has reportedly said how he actually had some solos in songs, but they got cut out because between Ross Robinson and Joey Jordison, guitar solos are stupid now. From what I understand, the attitude toward guitar solos has taken a drastic turn between the metal era of the 80s, where guitar solos were seen as really cool, and the grunge era of the 90s, where guitar solos were not seen as cool. Throughout the history of modern musicians, each new generation seems to have rebelled against the previous generation in some capacity. Face-melting solos and physical appearance were huge elements of the 1980s music. But when grunge came along in the 1990s, both effortful appearance and shreddy, lightning-fast guitar solos were canceled out. Slipknot, along with other bands lumped into the new metal genre in the 90s, seem to have adopted that same mindset, at least when it comes to the solos. There's no room for them. Not only is Mick a world-class guitarist when it comes to his musicality and technical proficiency, but he's also got an artistic, engineering mind when it comes to dialing in that perfect guitar tone. And I myself know this isn't something that comes easy to a lot of guitarists, so I actually made something to help with that, and I want to give it to you. It's my Elite Tones cheat sheet, and what it does is it gives you my best tips on how to dial in that right tone that you're chasing after. It also shows you how to make those digital amp simulator plugins sound like authentic physical amplifiers. It even includes direct links to some of my favorite free amp sims. This is a completely free resource that you can download right now by clicking the link in the description or by going to zacksharguitar.com. So my first question to you is this: do you think guitar solos are lame and outdated? In the article, Mick laments that negative attitude toward guitar solos that became so popular. It creates a barrier that eliminates a guitar player's chances of showing what he's really made of. He had spent his whole life pouring himself into his craft. While the opportunity to record and release such a wildly successful album is one that very few come across, it simultaneously came at a cost by removing Mick's chances of showcasing his creative and technical prowess. This reminds me of something I believe I heard the late great Alexi Laiho of Children of Bodom say. When surrounded by people criticizing shredders of showing off, the expected response really should be, I've been working at this my whole life. Of course I'm going to show off. My next question to you is this: if you're one of those people who does not think that guitar solos are lame, do you think a song can be complete without one? Fortunately, Mick didn't let the collective opinion stop him for too long, as he and Jim Root were able to lay down some of their most unique, mature, and mind-bending guitar work on later releases. And what is in my all-time favorite Slipknot album, Volume 3? Hot take, I know. Mick and Jim dazzle us with experimental arrangements, leads, and solos. Not to mention, with this album, as with the band's following release, All Hope Is Gone, we get a taste of some clean and acoustic guitar work. In 2008, the dynamic guitar duo took what they did on their previous albums and delivered what I believe to be their most mature and most brutal guitar work to date on All Hope Is Gone. Songs like Gematria, This Cold Black, and the title track All Hope Is Gone feature tons of guitar riffs and solos that perfectly balance speed, musicality, and brutality. On top of that, I believe this album features some of the band's best guitar tones ever. So out of everything that Slipknot has ever produced, which album is your favorite? And also, which works do you think feature the band's best guitar parts? In celebration of the 25th anniversary of Slipknot's first album, it's pretty cool to appreciate how it turned out, while at the same time thinking about what could have been. Could you imagine leads over the song Sick, or a guitar solo in Spit It Out? Perhaps the album came out the way it did for a good reason. It led to a wildly successful career, left a mark on metal music history, and remains to be one of the band's most popular albums to this day. It's great to be able to flaunt your skills and shred like crazy, but for the sake of the song, showing a little bit of restraint could probably go a long way. Nevertheless, Mick Thomson is an incredibly skilled guitarist who, in addition to being very technically skilled, knows a lot about how to dial in an awesome guitar tone. If this is something that's missing from your toolbox as a guitarist and you want a quick win, don't forget to download my free Elite Tones cheat sheet if you have not done so already. It gives you my best tips on how to dial in those killer tones that you're searching for, and it also shows you how to make digital amp simulators sound like authentic physical amplifiers. It even has direct links to some of my favorite free amp sim plugins. Just click the link in the description or go to zachsharguitar.com and download this awesome free resource. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Zach with Zach Shar Guitar. God bless, and I will see you in the next one.